She's a mother, a sister, a daughter, a friend. She has 4 children that she needs to come back to. I have not received one phone call from Aiken County, not even a call of empathy. I'm going to ever stop looking for you until we bring you home.
Krystal Anderson is a 30-year-old mother of 4 who had recently relocated from the Columbia area to Wagoner in South Carolina. Krystal was struggling to break free from her abusive boyfriend, Tony Berry, who is also the father of 1 of her children. That is also the reason why she had relocated several times before. Each time Krystal tried to get away from him, he threatened to hurt her family members if she didn't stay with him. On August the 20th, Tony Berry visited Krystal's home and started to question her son, asking if she had been seeing another man. Krystal and Tony Berry then started arguing and went outside, leaving the children inside. The children then heard a scream and rushed to the window. They then saw their mother being shoved into the trunk of a car. The same day, Tony Berry contacted Krystal's sister and said that she failed to pick up her son from school. 3 days later, Krystal's family reported her missing. Tony wasn't worried about reporting her since he claimed she did this often, something which is not accurate since she had never left without her children before. According to Krystal's family, her children meant the world to her and she would never leave them behind. She would also never not answer phone calls or text messages. Krystal was very active on social media and posted several times a day. However, 2 weeks leading up to her disappearance, she had only made 1 post. Tony Berry denies the claims that Krystal was placed in a trunk and says that she fled the home on her own. After this happened, Tony was also considered a missing person and authorities went to search his home. They found his car burned along with Krystal's phone. Finally, after hiding for 18 days, on September the 7th, Tony turned himself in, but was immediately released. According to authorities, there was not enough reasonable cause to keep him, despite what the children reportedly witnessed. Previous claims of domestic violence, finding his car burned and her phone along with it. According to Krystal's sister, the interview or interrogation with Tony was not even recorded. The statement made by the sister to the officers, however, was, "Tony Berry is described by Krystal's family as very dangerous." According to the sister, several women have come forward about their experiences with Tony, including one who was recently violated by him. The sister also claims that Tony and his entire family are so-called root workers and that they discovered some extremely disturbing items in an abandoned trailer belonging to Tony. They found candles with Krystal's name and date of birth on them, with a text written on them saying, "Do as I say," along with skulls, demonic cards, and sex stuff. Krystal's family is fighting for answers and are frequently arranging searches for Krystal without the help of law enforcement. Law enforcement claims that they are searching, but the family feel let down and have no faith left in them. If anyone is going to find her, they feel like they need to do it themselves. It has now been 25 days and 4 children are still missing their mother. Family members are heartbroken and an entire community are desperate for answers. Krystal's family feels certain that Tony Berry is responsible for whatever happened to Krystal. The fact that law enforcement isn't taking action despite the evidence and letting a dangerous man walk the street is beyond unacceptable. The case needs more coverage and more pressure needs to be applied on law enforcement. When the family of a missing person feel like the only way she'll be found is by taking it into their own hands, something is very wrong. There is a current reward being offered of $10,000 to whoever comes forward with information that will help locating Krystal. Please help by sharing Krystal's story and encourage anyone who may have any information to speak up. A monster needs to be taken off the streets, a family deserves answers, 4 kids need their mother, and Krystal needs to be found.